Was this a difficult process? Was this just the regular process? How did this come together?
Yeah, it's always a process, but we had a willing and motivated partner in Derek and Wallace Prather, and we just grinded our way through it, David, and we feel good with the result.
What makes you have this kind of faith in Derek?
Well, a few things. One, we have very good corporate knowledge of who he is as a player, the character that he is as a person. We know how he was raised, how he's been managed, what his belief system is. Very rarely will you get 6'10", 260-pound young players saying, hey, I'm a defender, I'm a rebounder, build the defense around me, that's what I want. So if he can be our Bill Russell, we'll be very, very pleased. And there's obviously some comparisons to Tyson Chandler, Joakim Noah that we think are very viable. And when you're talking about building a defense around a player, then there comes a market with that as well.
He has embraced it here and bought a house here. Did that play into this at all?
Absolutely. I think it's important, and it was really appreciated by the Miller family. First and foremost, they get the credit because they're at the end of the day they're signing off on this type of deal, and there was a really genuine sit down face to face with the Miller family and Derek, and a lot of things were said that were heartfelt, and so Derek, getting a house, really enjoying Salt Lake, enjoying what the organization stands for, tough, no nonsense, is really his personality. And as we started talking, as I started talking to the Millers and Wallace, and Wallace was managing Derek through the process, it was apparent that there was a marriage to be had here.
How do you think this impacts him? Does this release a burden? Does this put a burden on him?
Well, I think it's both. There's probably some mental relief that he and his family are very well taken care of from a financial aspect. But the one thing that we made clear, one thing that we made clear through the process is sometimes players can be mistaken. They think a contract allotment like this gives them freedom, and as you guys all know, this comes with huge expectations. So we systematically laid out those expectations on what those were towards his job, towards the off season, towards his conditioning, towards, hey, we're going to hold him accountable to be more vocal on defense. Derek is quiet by nature, very well thought, but quiet, and he can't be quiet on the court. He's got to be demanding in practice, demanding in shoot-arounds if the teammate's not paying attention. I know that's going to be a new role for him, and maybe he'll be uncomfortable at 22 performing that, but we're going to ask him to get uncomfortable because circumstances dictate that.
Is this also a show of faith in what his offensive game might be in the future?
Well, we'll let the offense kind of define itself. He's still 22, guys, right? So literally, I'm scouting 22-year-olds right now in college and international, but he's 22 with 3 years of experience, and 2 of them were on winning clubs, and 1 of them went to the playoffs. So we thought that this was a natural progression. Again, I think it's clear Derek's best, finishing right now with using his length, athleticism to get to the rim, in traffic. Those are things that we need to work on the post. But the one thing we'll also say to Derek's favor and credit is he's very unselfish, and so a lot of what we're doing offensively, he's in passing position. So when we say, we feel like there's a comparable to Joakim Noah, we see that as a huge positive. We have great respect for what the Bulls have done defensively and how they've built it around their center.
Can you talk about the timing of this? Is it important to get it done right now? And you have other guys that you want to sign, but just about getting it done right now.
Yeah, we just, actually it's odd timing, guys, as you know, because this is Saturday. college football, and we're going to be on the road for an extended trip here, and it doesn't make for Jonathan, to have a great press conference and do the bells and whistles. But we're not a pom-pom and parade type of organization. So we'll have this, and then we'll do something more formal at a later date. So from that sense, it is a little awkward, but we got it done when we got it done, and rules dictate that when you do come to an agreement and you do sign, that you got to announce it immediately. So, here we are, and, we let really the process dictate. And there was just a lot of things that we had to work through contractually. And, part of contract negotiation isn't just actually signing the document, it's making sure that the Miller family was comfortable, making sure that Derek and Wallace were comfortable, allowing them to visit, to get on the same page. So the expectations were high but realistic. We don't want to set a bar and for Derek that he can't achieve to, or everybody else, or everybody's really setting up themselves for failure. So there's just a lot of things to work through, and we got through it, and this is a happy day for us.
Does this affect your number?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many guys in the league could have 16 defensive rebounds if they just tried. Like, what does that number tell you? I understand it's preseason, but
yeah. So again, you want to complete the defensive possession with possession of the ball, and that's a big part. And I thought the other night we actually relied too much on him. Derek was giving the whole team an out, and other guys got to pull their weight towards defensive rebounding. But again, his body, his hands, his willingness to go through contact and pursue balls and play big is just superior, and we hope to build around that as well.